every department. The move is part of a larger push to boost female representation in governance and comes at a time when women are emerging as one of the most influential voting blocs in the state.
बिहार राज्य के सभी सरकारी सेवा संवर्गों में सभी स्तर के एवं सभी प्रकार के पदों पर सीधी नियुक्ति में राज्य की मूल निवासी महिला अभ्यर्थी को ही 35% क्षैतिज आरक्षण अनुमान्य होगा।
जो हमारी स्थानीय बहनें हैं और जिनको 35% का आरक्षण नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में मिल रहा है, तो 35% के आरक्षण में 100% जो स्थानीय लोग हैं उन्हीं को मिलेगा।
Women constitute nearly half of Bihar's total electorate, which is about 7.64 crore voters. In fact, during the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, women outvoted men with a turnout of 59.4% compared to 53% among men. Well, that's not all. Nitish Kumar has also greenlit the formation of a Bihar Youth Commission aiming to address rising concerns over unemployment. A clear response to growing opposition pressure, especially with the Bihar Bandh looming over voter list revision set to be led by Rahul Gandhi himself. Is this a genuine push for empowerment or a well-timed political strategy? One thing is clear. The battle for Bihar has intensified. With Rohit Singh in Patna, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, so at the back of it, fair amount of political commentary. Let's cut across to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Professor Anwar Pasha, spokesperson RJD, will be with us soon. Parimal Kumar, spokesperson JDU. Amitabh Tiwari, election analyst. Sanjay Kumar, co-director, Lokniti, CSTS, psophologist. I want to cut across first to the JDU spokesperson, Mr. Parimal Kumar. Mr. Parimal Kumar, one would think great idea to give 35% reservation in government jobs to women. But the question, Parimal Kumar, is, what is so different? Because since 2015, the Bihar government had implemented a 35% reservation for women in all government jobs filed through direct recruitment. What is so different that you're doing now, which is not already in place since 2015?
Actually, Bihar government, Nitish Kumar government is known for women's empowerment. Actually, women's empowerment model of Bihar is now being recognized not only at the national level but at international level. Our leader started citing Yojana for girls, and actually you see UNO appreciated this particularly plan. And
no, Parimal Kumarji, I want to ask you a simple question. I understand that Bihar is going towards a push for women empowerment. The question is very simple. The announcement that you made of giving 35% reservation to women in 2025, which is, 3 months before elections, how is it different from what has already been in place 10 years ago in Bihar?
You see, actually, since 2005, in 2006, 50% reservation was given in Panchayati Raj institution. In 2007, 50% reservation for women was given in Nagar Palika. You see, in 2013, the government reserved 33% for in particularly police constable forces. And 2016, 35% reservation was given to the women, right? Actually, the new move is to ensure more and more participation of Bihari.
So what is the difference? I will ask again, Mr. Parimal Kumar.
No,
2015 से 2025 में क्या फर्क है? Because आपने खुद ही बोला that in 2015, 35% reservation for women in all government jobs has been given. तो आज का जो announcement है वो क्या अलग कर रहा है? ये तो 10 साल पहले हो चुका है.
No, actually this is special because particularly other 35% reservation previously, girls candidates from other states were also getting particularly job in Bihar, and this move of the government was exclusively to ensure participation of those particular girls who are resident of Bihar. So this is a special. This is not particularly.
No, how is it special? Because even in 2015, the Bihar government, I'm reading out, from the government portal itself. The Bihar government in 2015 implemented a 35% reservation for women from Bihar in government jobs, filled directly through direct recruitment. The reservation policy extended the existing 35% quota for women in police recruitment. What is the difference? समझ नहीं आ रहा है सर हमको क्या difference है अभी जो पहले नहीं है?
The basic difference was for the reserved quota, domicile type of policy was effective in Bihar. But for general category girls candidate, the government announced that 35% reservation will be enjoyed only by the Bihari particular legal system. This is the basic.
Okay, fair point. We'll come back to you. Please stay with me. And I want to now bring in Amitabh Tiwari, election analyst, and Sanjay Kumar, co-director, Lok Niti CSDS. Amitabh Tiwari, to bring you in on this, the last election in Bihar very clearly, was won on the basis of the woman vote. It had become a template on how women emerged as a vote bank. This time around, you have Nitish Kumar once again banking on the woman factor. What remains the same? What has changed according to you?
No, see, essentially, Yuva Mahila Kisan are important cohorts in any election. Now, as you've mentioned, according to many surveys now, Tejashwi is leading in the chief ministerial race. But if you see the demography, he is leading amongst the youth. Whereas the NDA or the Nitish Kumar is leading amongst women is largely because of the schemes and improved law and order, which is now under question, cycle distribution and improvement in gross enrollment ratio, prohibition, etc., and now this reservation. So we have to understand that why this women vote block is important, because they also turn up in higher numbers. In this election, what has happened is this: in the budget, we have not seen any cash income distribution scheme for women. So now BJP is in power in Maharashtra and Delhi, which has a per capita income of more than 5 times of Bihar, but it does not have a similar scheme in Bihar. So BJP is worried about holding on to this women vote bank, given the context that the RJD has announced that they will be giving rupees 2,500 as cash income support to women if they come to power. So now this vote block has to be kept intact. For that, this scheme, and I was not aware of this, and you have mentioned this, is perhaps it's an old wine in a new bottle sort of, wherein, or a new wine in an old bottle sort of, wherein it was already in existence, but it has not been implemented well, because there are not 35% women in government jobs out of the 24 lakh government jobs which are there in Bihar. And now with some tweaking, this scheme has again been brought to light. So the fight is for the woman voter, with incidents of law and order deterioration recently, and with this fact that they do not have any cash income support in Bihar, which is the poorest state, which has the lowest per capita income. The JDU or the NDA is trying to come up with schemes so that they hold on to this vote block. And in 2020, by the CSDS survey, MGB was ahead in amongst males, but NDA was ahead amongst females, and that is what
Fair point.
had led them to win.
I want to bring in Sanjay Kumar into this as well, because Sanjay Kumar, the last Bihar elections in 2020 had become a template. For many psephologists who admitted that they went wrong, miscalculated, the women vote which propelled the win of Nitish Kumar was concerned, number one. Number two, it also became an election where suddenly there was so much talk of Nari Shakti, women empowerment, a vote bank which doesn't quite adhere to the normal benchmarks of regular voting, works on very different parameters. Do you think this is once again a play on that in Bihar?
Preeti, if you look at the last few assembly election and the Lok Sabha election, this is a segment of the voter which every political party is trying to mobilize. So what BJP is doing, or the ruling party, the ruling coalition has made an announcement. This is nothing but an effort to try and keep the women voters intact. We have seen in the past election that women vote is tilted in favor of the ruling alliance, which is the NDA. So the fear is that maybe because of the deteriorating law and order situation, as the perception goes, because of few incidents here and there in capital town. So the idea is to try and keep the women vote intact. If possible, try and increase their support base among the women voters. So it is a key issue. It was a key issue for NDA alliance in the previous election. It is going to be a key factor in the forthcoming elections as well.
I want to go to Professor Anwar Pasha, spokesperson RJD, who's joining us right now. Professor Anwar Pasha, whichever way you look at it, you know, data is something that you always hark back when it comes down to politics and elections. Let's go by the data, which we've discussed before you came in, from 2020, where a sizable chunk of the women vote clearly went for the NDA, and most of it propelled by Nitish Kumar, the JDU at that point of time. And with the play now, the same push coming in by the incumbent government, could it be cause for concern from the RJD?
This is a decision taken out of the desperation, because the situation of the law and order is very worst in this state, in Bihar. Every day, murders of at least half a dozen people are getting murdered. Rape cases are, I think, in the last 20 years, it is a record that so many rape cases of the rape have come out. Murders are taking place. So government is desperate. People want a change. People have made up their mind for the change. So there is going to be a change. So this decision is out of desperation. And if people are asking, why now? The timing is also very important. At the eve of the election, you are making such announcements. Who will believe it? If it's so sincere, why didn't you announce it earlier? Why didn't you implement it earlier? Who has stopped you from it? So you could have done it, be it Youth Commission, be it quota for the women and other things, so for the farmers as well. So all these things are not going to convince the people. People want a change. They are fed up with this government for the last 20 years. Now they want a change. And there is going to be a change of the regime. We are sure about it. People have made up their mind. These gimmicks are not going to work at all.
Okay, I will go back to Parimal Kumar from the JDU. Parimal Kumar, we discussed the fact that clearly it's an old scheme which is being regurgitated to, you know, present as a new scheme.
No.
Because if you look at the fine print in 2016, I'm not, you know, that's really not the part of debate, but we can go down to the breakup of how many from general category, how many from EBC, how many from OBC, how many from SC, actually had a stake in the 35% reservation, which was announced by Nitish Kumar in 2016. So, you know, it's a little bit of more frills, but that's what it is. Away from that, the RJD, the principal opposition, says this is nothing but a Jumla. The timing of it, it's a time where the state is returning to what you proverbially had called Jungle Raj when there was the RJD. The same kind of crime is taking place. This is a face saver.
When you will go through the comparative data, you will find that actually during RJD government, there was organized crime. You can say that the RJD was conducting a state-sponsored rape, a state-sponsored murder, a state-sponsored kidnapping and ransom collection. These were the characteristics of RJD, and RJD is still having the same character. You see, in the recent happening, you see, actually Nitish Kumar implemented prohibition of liquor. Actually, every political party gets fund from through electoral bond, and RJD collected 46 crore rupees from liquor producing companies. Actually, they are mostly located in West Bengal, etc. Okay, so actually RJD moved is already, particularly the people of Bihar are afraid of RJD move. Any move conducted by the RJD, you know. And when you will particularly compare different type of crime in Bihar, you'll find that there has been marked reduction in rape, 70 to 8% reduction in rape, almost 68% reduction in dacoity, actually 70% reduction in kidnapping. All these in Bihar. Okay. Nitish Kumar is ruling the state, which is known as Susashan, because law and order condition is much better as compared to that of RJD government. Okay.
All right, you know,
and you see, during RJD government, no FIR was being lodged. But now, in every case, our police person lodged FIR.
Okay, I'll go. The RJD spokesperson wants to come in and say something, and then I want to bring in Amitabh Tiwari and Sanjay Kumarji. Go ahead. Can we get...
The report of NCRB speaks the situation of Bihar. Bihar
No,
tops in
you see now the condition. No, why you are saying?
Let's go
You
one by
see,
one,
in
sir.
terms in terms of NCRB IPC that which is referred as Bharat Nyaya Sanhita.
Let's
Actually,
go one by one.
Bihar-
Nobody can hear anyone. Can I just get the RJD
Bihar is
spokesperson?
top in all crimes. This is the situation today. This is not my data. This is the data of the government, NCRB data. Just go through this data. It tells the story what is happening in Bihar. Is there any government in Bihar? There is complete breakdown.
Okay. The JDU spokesperson, Mr. Kumar, wants to come in and reply to your rebuttal. Mr. Kumar, you want to come in? Can I get Mr.
Maharashtra or Delhi, and the Mahagathbandhan has announced a cash income toll, there will be a confusion or question mark amongst the minds of the voters, because the Congress party has already implemented this in Telangana and Karnataka to a certain extent as well. So they have a delivery also with them. Now the youth is also fairly important, because amongst the youth now, unemployment is a big issue, and wherever Tejashwi is leading in surveys is largely amongst the youth. So that's why we've also seen this youth commission, because now the NDA realizes that there is unemployment is going to be a very big issue. And in the past 20 years, not sizable investments in terms of industries, etc., have come to Bihar. Correct. Now, just one data point will highlight how Bihar remains the same despite changing a lot. Correct. The per capita income of Bihar when Rabdi ji left power in 2004-5 was 1/3 of national average. Even today, it is 1/3 of national average. Correct. So the state is in a stress, and the opposition needs to exploit that stress if they need to come back to power. And again, emotional issues always play a role. Women are seen to vote on emotional issues, and they are an emotional voter rather than ruled by caste considerations. So we will have to see whether this 35% of a new scheme, which is an old scheme converted into a new scheme, holds promise, or something else.
But Sanjay ji, it's not just one scheme. It's a cumulative of schemes, efforts which go into make a formidable challenge. And this is just one of the very many schemes. I'm sure there are going to be direct cash transfers that would be coming in sooner than later. Multiple other schemes announced by other political parties, adding to what Amitabh Tiwari said. But would you reckon Bihar is the same playground that it was in 2020, or do you think things have changed this time?
You are saying comparing Bihar from 2020 till 2025?
Yes, 2025, in terms of the woman vote.
I don't think much has changed between 2020 and 25. But yes, I think if you wanted me to compare from 2005 till 2025, then yes, there is certainly some changes. But I think from 2020 to 25, last 5 years, there is hardly any change.
So you'd see the same amount of affinity that Nitish Kumar will enjoy when it comes down to the women vote bank?
No, because it was a very vague term, change. If we look at the legitimacy of Chief Minister, his popularity, it has certainly come down. Yes, law and order situation, there is a lot of discussion about law and order situation, but that is precisely because some incidents has taken place during last couple of months. Suppose those incidents had not taken place, then law and order would have also looked more or less the same as it was in 2020. If you talk about Bijli, Pani, Sadak, etc., I don't think that there is much change. I keep going to Bihar at least twice or thrice in a year, and I see the roads are more or less the same. So very little, I would say, yes, there have been development between 2005 and 2015 or 2000, but 2025, last 5 years, I don't see any big change. No big change which the government can say this is one big achievement of the government during last 5 years.
All right, I want to give 30 seconds to all our panelists to conclude. Parimal Kumar, 30 seconds on why this could possibly be a game changer, what you started off with.
Actually, Nitish Kumar is doing welfare program. Government is implementing welfare program for every section of the society, irrespective of caste, irrespective of religion, with our prime particularly the principle zero tolerance against crime, corruption, and communism. As far as the question of crime is concerned, I should make it clear that actually you see there are two types of crime. One type of crime is associated is under IPC, which is known as Bharatiya Dand Sanhita right now, and the second is state legislative law. So actually, Nitish Kumar is not only known for particularly welfare scheme and Sushasana, he is also known for several social reform like Sharabandi type of particularly law the government has. Suppose, I'm giving the example, if you will go to other states, to take drink is allowed.
Sir, 30 seconds, done.
In Bihar, you see, there is complete ban on particularly intoxicants.
All right, I want to bring in Professor Anwar
So
Pasha.
that's
Why do you think this is what you call a Jumla or what your leader called a lollipop?
Yeah, it's lollipop, it's a Jumla, and they are desperate because of the popularity of our leader. All surveys have shown that our leader is the most popular leader in Bihar. Youth are behind us. And even for the women, we have announced so many schemes. So that has also gone well. So people trust Tejashwi Yadav ji, and certainly in 2020 also, we emerged as one of the largest political party. We are winning the election, but in the end, something happened. I think. The government, the central government and the state governments, they used their pressure.
Well, data would tell otherwise. One of the things that happened was that the women vote didn't come in together for you and went to the other party. But I want to bring in Amitabh Tiwari. Amitabh Tiwari, to sum it up, how do you think this particular old scheme, new scheme, other schemes will impact when it comes down to the women vote?
So see, essentially, the women vote has shied away from Mahagathbandhan, and that is one of the structural challenges it faces, is largely because of Jungle Raj or the alleged Jungle Raj stigma. Now, the recent law and order deterioration and the aggressive posturing which Mahagathbandhan has taken with regards to the law and order, that the law and order under Nitish, if not deteriorated, is perhaps the same, is trying to shrug off that image. Unless it is able to do that, it will not be able to attract a significant number of women voters. So that's a golden opportunity which they have. If they are able to do it, and along with the 2,500 rupee scheme, the propagation of that, then we could see the election becoming
right.
Because even last time the difference was just 12,000 votes.
Sanjay Kumar, you want to weigh in on that?
Preeti, I think let's forget about the new scheme, old scheme, new scheme or old scheme. But I think the 2025 assembly election is heading for an interesting finish. It is going to be a close election, both parties and a new entrant. All parties are putting in a lot of effort. So I think we are heading for interesting elections to witness.
Well, you know, and we are there to cover it, but I appreciate all 4 gentlemen for joining us. We're going to let it be at that. But I want to quickly dip into news break that is just about coming in. All right, the latest news break is pitching a government versus Twitter battle once again. The government of India versus social media platform X, once again an eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation practically. X says government had ordered blocking of Reuters and over 2,000 handles and expressed concerns over press freedom and freedom of expression in India. The government statement on X censorship claim says the government has not issued any fresh blocking orders on 3rd July 2025 and has no intentions to block any prominent international news channel, including Reuters and Reuters World. The moment Reuters and Reuters World were blocked on X platform in India, immediately the government wrote to X to unblock them. The government continuously engaged and vigorously pursued with X from late night of 5th July 2025. X has unnecessarily exploited technicalities involved around the process and did not unblock the URLs. However, after a lot of follow-ups on hourly basis, X has finally unblocked Reuters and other URLs after 9 p.m. on 6th July 2025. They took more than 21 hours to unblock Reuters. Earlier on, I just want to take you back in the controversy, viewers. The social media platform X had said on July 3rd, 2025, the Indian government ordered X to block 2,355 accounts in India, including international news outlets like Reuters and Reuters World, under Section 69A of the new IT Act. Non-compliance risked criminal liability. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology had demanded immediate action within 1 hour without providing justification and required the accounts to remain blocked until further notice. After public outcry, the government of India requested X then to unblock Reuters and Reuters World. We are deeply concerned about the ongoing press censorship in India due to these blocking orders. This was the social media post that X made a short while back. All of this, viewers, would need to be read in context of the IT Act, and Aishwarya Paliwal is going to weigh in more on that. Aishwarya, would you give our viewers context?
Well, let me tell you one thing, Preeti. We have seen how the government has time and again asked X, not just X, even YouTube and other social media platforms to take down content that they believe is not correct. But with regards to Reuters, we have seen that no such content was posted, because of which it is what the government is saying is exactly something that had happened. They are saying that we did not give out any orders. In fact, there was a technicality, a technical glitch. And that is what we also saw on that day also. Immediately after it was flagged off to the government that the Reuters handle is being blocked in India, they had reached out late at night at about 12. They had reached out to X and told them that because of some technicality, Reuters is not available in India. Now, X has come out and said that they are now looking at all the legal options available. We'll have to see whether X drags the government of India and MITI, that's the ministry that looks at social media platforms, whether X will be dragging them to the court. But now we are seeing one statement.
First time that the social media platform X and the government of India are butting heads on this. What is interesting is what seems to be at least a first, that X has elucidated that not just Reuters World, over 2,200 accounts were asked by the government government of India to be blocked, and only 2 hours time was given for the same, where legal action would be pursued otherwise. So it's a very strong statement coming in from the social media platform X. The government has, of course, given its response, but all of this, Aishwarya, will also need to be read in the context of the IT Act.
When we speak about the IT Act, it gives the government the leeway that the government has the right, if they come across some kind of content which they read and they think is not in the favor of our country, can lead to security breach, then that gives government the handle that they can actually write to social media platforms. We have seen the government looking at Rule 69. That is the most crucial rule in the IT Act. The government often invokes the 69 Act. The Rule 69, and with regards to that, a request is sent to social media platforms. So let me also tell you, Preeti, the number that X has given on a daily basis, there is something or the other that the government speaks to X about, because there are these kind of handles we have also seen coming out and putting out information which is not correct. Untrue information is something that the government flags off. That's what the government is saying in the statement also. Preeti.
Are we looking at this battle only intensifying now?
Oh, yes, definitely, because the government has been very, very swift, Preeti, in coming out and giving a response. Whether it will be X that will take the government to court, then what we will see the government extensively pointing towards is the Rule 69. That's something that the government will be speaking about. And it's not just in India. Across the world, we have seen how the government, they have these kind of rules which will give them the advantage of asking social media platforms to take down content that the government believes is not correct for the citizens.
So that's exactly what X also said, that the law is stringent and they're trying to explore legal options on how to pursue it. But X has come out with a strong statement suggesting that the government of India is trying to curb freedom of expression. Of course, India now turning out and giving a befitting response, suggesting very clearly that they had no idea that there were certain handles like Reuters and Reuters World that were blocked, and they asked X to unblock them overnight. With that, I'm going to go into a quick break while we'll keep a keen eye on all developments on this front. On the other side, we shift focus to the other developing story that comes in from Uttar Pradesh, where the Kanwar Yatra is concerned, viewers. It's a yatra that now has many dimensions than just religion and faith. Coming up next. Stay with me. All right, that's a big news break that is coming in, viewers, because the Ministry of Home Affairs, and that's the news that we are breaking, has asked several states to conduct mock drills for, in effect, civil defense on the 7th of May. Following measures will be taken: operationalization of air raid warning sirens, training of civilian students, etc., on the civil defense aspect to protect themselves in the event of a hostile attack, provision of crash blackout measures, provision for early camouflaging of vital plants installation, updation of evacuation plans, and its rehearsals. This is very big news coming in, viewers. What is clearly the government is anticipating either a backlash of what it has already planned or a military measure which could actually result in a retaliation from Pakistan as well. And the news that we are breaking right now is that the Ministry of Home has asked several states to conduct mock drills for items for effective civil defense on the 7th of May. Following measures will be undertaken: operationalization of air raid warning sirens, training of civilian students, etc. on the civil defense aspect to protect themselves in the event of a hostile attack. And it's pertinent here, viewers, to underline that civilians, students will be trained in civil defense aspects in case there is a hostile attack. Provision of crash blackout measures, provision of early camouflaging of vital plants and installation, updation of evacuation plan and its rehearsal. Big news that is coming in. I want to cut across immediately to my colleague Shivani and Piyush Mishra, both joining us live. Shivani, you know, this is the first tangible news that seemed to have come in from the Ministry of Home Affairs, with seeming to suggest that India is planning something very big and there could in fact be a retaliation involving civilians, students, civil defense, camouflaging installation. All of this, Shivani, is sub-war-like reactions.
Preeti, we all know that Prime Minister himself is monitoring the preparedness of the armed forces and we are ready for any kind of action. So this is a drill that has been planned by MHA for several states, and specifically the states that can be closer to the border areas.
Would you give us the states that have been asked to do this, Shivani, first?
See, the specifications about the states has not been given out yet. This is officially that has come, that several states. So what we understand is Jammu and Kashmir will be one of those states. Punjab will be one of those states. Northern India, several states can be in those states where the civil population needs to be educated and sensitized about the seriousness of the ongoing operational preparedness by the armed forces, Preeti. This is important to apprise the generation about any kind of modalities that can take place, any kind of challenges that can be there, for which we need to be prepared, not only the armed forces, but as a civil population also. We should be aware of the warlike situations if it ever happens. So this is a drill where the sensitization and the awareness of the citizens is to be conducted, that if at all we are prepared or we need to retaliate in a warlike condition or a warlike situation, what would be the sirens like, where and how you have to react, where do you keep yourself secure, if there is a total blackout, how we should go about it. So there should be no panic among the citizens. They need to be educated and made aware. So this is just a drill, Preeti. But yes, MHA has indicated in a manner that we need to be prepared in view of the present scenario that's going on.
All right, a drill, at least right now, the 7th of May, it will be a drill. Piyush, I want to bring you in. Any indication coming in from the MHA? Because Shivani says the detailed modalities of the states involved in this drill haven't been given out. But if one can conjecture, it would be, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, even, of course, Delhi and other states in North India. What are your sources telling you from the MHA? What went on at the back of issuing such an advisory?
Well, Preeti, it's important to highlight that these advisories came, the sources within the top government, told us about this decision which has been taken by MHA soon after the meeting which took place between the MHA Secretary and PM Narendra Modi. The meeting went on for at least 15 minutes at the Prime Minister's office, and soon after that meeting, the sources within the government told us about the MHA asking several states to prepare for the hostile situation. Remember that there are 5 measures on which the MHA is focusing on, and the biggest measure, let me also read out for our viewers, the biggest measure is updation of evacuation plans and its rehearsals. Moreover, is of the training of civilians, students on the civil defense aspects to protect themselves in the event of a hostile attack. So these two are these two measures have been given out, keeping in mind the security and safety of our civilians. Remember that throughout the day, Prime Minister has has held multiple meetings, beginning with Defence Secretary, and also after Defence Secretary, few officials from Indian Air Force had also met with PM Narendra Modi, and later in the day, we saw Home Minister, MHA Secretary meeting with PM Narendra Modi, and after that, these advisories were issued. This is certainly indicating that yes, India is planning something big, and like we have heard from not only PM Narendra Modi but also from Rajnath Singh that yes, we are going to take a firm and decisive action against Pak-sponsored terror.
All right, appreciate you joining us, the both of you. We're going to continue to come back to you, but lots going on in terms of the politics, domestic politics. That's next. Stay with us.
13 days since the chilling Pahalgam terror attack. 26 families and an entire country awaits for retribution. Meetings after meetings, diplomatic strikes. And now, the wait for India drawing blood with military action. The politics back home brewing, while the opposition largely united on a quick and never-seen-before response.
यूक्रेन सरकार ले आई राफेल, रक्षा मंत्री जी ने
Ajay Rai, President Uttar Pradesh Congress Committee, used a Nimbu Mirch jibe, chiding the government to act quickly and not delay.
आप राफेल ले आए, नींबू मिर्च बांधकर खड़ी किए हुए हैं, जो लाए हैं उसका उपयोग कब होगा? कब आतंकवादियों को सफाया होगा? कब आतंकवाद को बढ़ावा देने वाले लोगों को सफाया करेंगे?
Ajay Rai's Rafale comment ended up serving as a propaganda tool for Pakistan, as Pakistani media was quick to latch on, claiming lack of unanimity in India.
राफेल तैयारे लीमू मिर्च बांध कर हैंगर में खड़े कर दिए गए हैं। उनका इस्तेमाल कब होगा? भारतीय सियासतदान मोदी सरकार की तो हम परस्ती का मजाक उड़ाने लगे।
Even though Priyanka Gandhi soon after made it clear that the Congress stands with their government, the BJP went all out to attack the Congress.
We support whatever action the government is going to take. In fact, we urge the government to take very strong, decisive action and to take it fast.
कांग्रेस के नेताओं को याद रखना चाहिए कि ये जो इस तरह के मजाक करते हैं, बार-बार इनको कोर्ट में जाकर लताड़ ही मिलती है।
The government had earlier given full operational freedom for forces to plan and execute India's response to Pakistan. As India stands united, the politics needs to take a backseat. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's hear in from the political parties. Joining me this evening, Monica Mehrotra, National Spokesperson, Congress; R.P. Singh, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party; Dr. Ashutosh Verma, Spokesperson, Samajwadi Party; Krishna Hegde from the Shiv Sena. I want to cut across to Monica Mehrotra first. Monica Mehrotra, the sad part is every time you have a leader who comes out and says something, right after that, you'll have either a Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi in this particular case come out and practically apologize for your own party men, where Priyanka Gandhi, at the back of what Ajay Rai said, came out and said that the Congress stands with the government needs to act quickly, and that's all she had to say. Why is it, Monica Mehrotra, that even though there is a gag order, even though there is a party whip, nobody is quite listening where the motor mouths of the Congresses are concerned?
I think, Preeti, you've got it all wrong. Day one, in fact, the Congress and the Alliance, day one, stood up very strongly and vociferously and said, no, we urge the government to take action and we stand with it. This is no time for politics. But tell me one thing, if the visuals of Nimbu Mirchi, let's not get into that, but other visuals, let's start with demonetization. Preeti ji, what did the Prime Minister say? Mujhe 90 din de dijiye. So people participated. He said terrorism will stop. So, I mean, and then came COVID. He said, thali piye sab pito and all that. People participated. Now when the people are participating, now when the people are voicing their opinion, that Prime Minister Modi, when you were the Chief Minister, you were asking the ruling party then that these questions, pertinent questions. Now if the Congress and the people are asking the question, despite the fact that I reiterate, that we stand with the government because this is it. High time. Pulwama came and, 400 kg RDX, no answers given. So that is the reason why the questions are raised. And these questions are very genuine, Preeti. If you're asking question, how can you label anybody, say politics? Then what do we do? If the media is not playing its role, the public and the opposition has to ask questions. I mean, you should have been the first one. By you, I mean the media. And you see, the tall claims made. We are happy that now some action is being seen. But tell me one thing, Preeti ji, coming straight from Saudi, you do a meeting at the Hashash at the airport and you go to Bihar and the scenes are laughing. Then nothing happens to the media. Will people not question that? At least be somber. At least feel the pain the families have gone through, Preeti ji. What if it was one of our members, your member and my member? How would we have felt? So this is no way of reacting and telling the opposition that, okay, no politics. Every time, a genuine question. Tell me one thing, that what are we supposed to be asking? On education? On unemployment? On pricing rise?
Ma'am, your time is over and I'm going to come back to you. Your fader is going to go down. I don't think you got my question on Ikamirutra. It's the opportune time and the principal opposition should always question the government, especially where accountability is concerned. Having said that, the fact is when certain leaders play into the hands of what is Pakistan propaganda, that is troublesome. The sheer fact that no one else but Priyanka Gandhi had to come out and say that the Congress stands with the government on this. It seems that message is not quite percolating to many of your leaders, and I'll come back and give you examples of that. I want to bring in the BJP spokesperson, RP Singh, who'll get his 2 minutes now. RP Singh, the fact is, the Congress is the principal opposition, RP Singh. It has every right to question the government on accountability, which you did so during 26/11, rightly so, to a point where you forced the then Home Minister to step down, the then Chief Minister Vilas Rao Deshmukh to step down. It is the job of the opposition to question the government, especially in times like this. What is wrong with what the Congress or the opposition is doing? Ultimately, they are saying, we are with you, take action.
Just before this show started, you have just telecasted what are the steps being taken by the government, how the preparedness is being done by the government. And today's action, every day there is some action or other action which is happening. Today morning I saw one of your correspondents standing at the river in Kashmir, in the Chenab River in Kashmir at Taknoor, and describing how water has been stopped and how it's going to affect the Pakistan. So either the opposition don't see that or they don't want to see that. The problem is with the DNA. Issue is not, they can raise question to the government. They were called for the all-party meeting where they said we support, but after that what's happening? Siddharamaiah says, we don't need war. The Chief Minister of their party, the ruling party Chief Minister says, we don't need war. Ma'am, Monica ma'am, I'll show you a lot of things. I have a lot of things to show you. If you want me to show, I have a lot of details to show you. So I'll show you that also if you want. But coming to the subject, Safaduddin says we should accept the version of the Pakistan. Pakistan is saying that they are not, they don't have a hand behind it, so we should accept their version. One of the another leaders who is the minister in the Karnataka government says, oh, the questions were not asked about the religion, was not asked from the people who were killed. I mean, their leader said, and then another leader in Himachal says, Pani rokne se kya hoga? What will happen with stopping the water? So, and now Ajay Rai showing that Rafale. I mean, we know what sort of drubbing Rahul Gandhi got because of the Rafale and what he said about the Rafale, and then what sort of drubbing he got from the Supreme Court of the Rafale. But coming to the issue, remember that after the abrogation of 370 and 35A, 5th of August, 6th August, Rahul Gandhi said, the bloodbath happening in Kashmir. And he was quoted no less than Imran Khan in UN Assembly. So they are looking for some sort of coverage in just no show.
So your time is up. Your fader is going to automatically go down. I'm going to bring in the Samajwadi Party spokesperson on this. Dr. Ashutosh Verma, once again, it is the responsibility of the opposition to ask for accountability, to make sure heads roll. What happened if there was a failure where intelligence was concerned? All of that is the job of the opposition, and we are glad that you're doing it. But the minute you bring in jibes like the Rafale in this case with the Nimbu or Mirchi, or gaslight the survivors with certain Congress leaders like Mr. Watedar has done from Maharashtra, suggesting that terrorists don't have time to ask for religion, that's where the problem comes in. That's why the BJP then attacks the opposition, seeming to suggest playing into the hands of Pakistani propagandists.
I agree, Preeti, and I think both politically and rationally, it's a wrong message that Congress Party has given. Because I feel personally, and Samajwadi Party.
Sir, we can't hear you. There seems to be we've lost your audio. We seem to have lost.
Am I audible?
Yeah, now you're audible. Go ahead, sir. Start.
So I personally think this is a time when whole of the country, including the opposition, have to pay their solidarity with the government of India. And this is not time to make this debate like this. And unfortunately, Congress is doing. I think this should be avoided. But the question has always been there, and the question can't be ruled out. I'm just hearing about the Bharatiya Janata Party's spokesperson accusing us. But if you think about the history in 2611 events, the Narendra Modi, then the CM of Gujarat, come at the Trident Hotel and done the press conference and expose the government and says this is a total failure and the government of India is not in a condition to defend our country. So this was their history, and now they are attacking on opposition. But personally, I feel this is a time. This is not a time to do all these things. But we do agree that Bharatiya Janata Party government and the government of India is not proactive. They are doing a lot of courses we are seeing, but definitely the question is there. We have seen today a reel of Bharatiya Janata Party leader Ravindra Raina with 12 or 15 soldiers. They are playing in the snow. Is it rational at that time? This is sad that this reel has been propagated right this time. Even today, Preeti, you have seen that the whole of the right wingers and the Bharatiya Janata Party IT cells, including most of the leaders, are now trolling Himanshi Narwal, and that was a shameful across the country. I am very shocked that how this is happening in country like India, when a widow who lost her husband 7 days after her marriage in a brutal attack due to incompetent government.
Sir, your time is up. I'll come back to you. Your time is up. Your 2 minutes are over. I'll circle back to you. Well, Himanshi Narwal and the backlash she's got is our second debate this evening, but I want to bring in Krishna Hegde, spokesperson. I just want to quickly raise a red flag where Congress Onika Mehrotra is concerned. Ma'am, the fact is you just heard your own ally who gets your back every time when we are on debates has seemingly suggested that the party, which is the Samajwadi Party, doesn't quite agree with some of your leaders and in the way that they've been speaking out. I'll come back to you. Allow me to bring in Krishna Hegde, spokesperson Shiv Sena. Krishna Hegde, sir, you very well remember what happened during 2611, and that was the time where the BJP went after the Congress government on accountability like every principal opposition should have. The Home Minister stepped down, the then Chief Minister Vilas Rao Deshmukh stepped down. This is the job of the opposition, a constructive opposition. Nothing is wrong in criticizing the government, asking for accountability.
No, absolutely not, Preeti. And I'll tell you that in 2611, it is we Mumbaikars who bore the brunt of the terrorist attack and lost several of our friends. And therefore, we are deeply pained by that. And if the Bharatiya Janata Party, then as the premium opposition party, has asked for accountability, I think they have done perfectly right. But now, when the Congress is speaking, talk about Vijay Wadettiwar. What did he say? He is questioning religion. You speak about Imran Masood. He says again that give me 1 hour. You speak about Ajay Rai talking about Nimbu and Mirchi. These are very insensitive statements. They have no basis. They have no power in their statements. They are trying to just criticize the government for some, lapse which they don't even know about. Let me tell you, the entire country is with the Prime Minister. The entire country is with the government. World leaders are with the Prime Minister and the government. And it is the Congress party who is talking in a different voice. I'm very happy that the Samajwadi Party is endorsing the stand of the government. But see what Mr. Vadra said. Similarly, if Ajay Rai is talking about Nimbu and Mirchi, he should first ask his own leader whether Rahul Gandhi, whether he has tied Nimbu and Mirchi to the Congress. Because under his leadership, Congress has lost 90 elections. And in states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Gujarat, and so many other places, they have not been in power for the last 40 years. And when the Congress spokesperson speaks about the Prime Minister's role in COVID, she should know exactly it is the Prime Minister who saved crores of lives not only of our own countrymen, but also of people of different countries. And therefore, I think the Prime Minister has given liberty to the armed forces to take prompt and decisive action at the right time, and they are doing exactly that. And I think action will follow soon, and the country is anticipating and awaiting that.
All right, okay. Your time is up. I'm going to give all our panelists 2 minutes again to make their points of view clear. I will bring in the Congress spokesperson. And the question, Ms. Onika Mehrotra, that I asked, nothing is wrong in raising credible questions that one should ask the government. But when one resorts, to jibes, to mimicry, to look at, what Ajay Rai is doing, all of that, is not needed at this point of time. The sheer fact the Samajwadi Party on this show, which is a rare, sight, has completely distanced themselves from the Congress.
Well, Preeti, you are showing Ajay Rai and others. Did you show the first tweet that came from Jharkhand BJP's handle?
Yes, ma'am, we did a full show on it.
Huh? That was
I'd like to, I'm coming in. I'd like to stop your timer because I'd like to stop your timer, ma'am. And the reason I'm doing so is because I want to come in. Because it's great to turn around and get into whataboutery. You've got into it. Let me tell you, a full show was carried. A full show was carried on the same. Go ahead, make your point.
All right. What about this, ma'am? His own BJP's Adhyaksh of Jammu Kashmir having a gala time with the security personnel. Wasn't the security needed then, the 2,000 people there? So day one, it is the Congress who said we stand by the government, but action has to be taken. 10 days, 15 days down the line, this is what you do. And if we ask question, you come about with what about you said with Ajay Rai's picture or somebody else's picture. What is the media's role in it? The people of this nation is asking questions. Now, on a phone call, you say Modi ji ne Ukraine ki war rukwa di. You talk about 56-inch Sina and all the stuff. So where is action? Now, if I start taking out the list, it goes on and on, man, from Kandahar, Kargil, then Sansad pe Hamla, Akshardham Mandir, all this under BJP rule. Then Amarnath Yatri, Godra Kant, Pathankot, and then Pulwama to Pelgam. These are the kind of hamlas we were taken under BJP's rule. And no action, nothing, no response. And then you say that, oh, you're getting into all these things. I agree, you should not be doing that. Because it's a matter of great concern of the security of civilians. You allow people to go up without any police or any patrolling, nothing there. And then you say they were closed, we don't know when the doors are open. So these things come in, and to deviate from the basic issue, you come in. Yes, it is wrong, we should not be doing that. But does that give you any leverage to not to talk about that? Does that give you leverage to on the very day you go to Bihar? Does that give you leverage of not going to Manipur, ma'am? So these are the questions we want to ask. These things should not happen. Yes, here and there, these leaders who represent the party, I agree wholeheartedly we should not be doing it. But then does that dilute the whole issue? Or are we going to link it on that aspect?
Okay. I'm going to come right back to you if we have the time. I want to bring in R.P. Singh into this conversation. There's a good point, R.P. Singh, that has been raised by Onika Mehrotra as well as the Samajwadi Party spokesperson, though they don't agree on what Ajay Rai has spoken. But the sheer fact that you have the likes of Mr. Raina frolicking around in the snow with army personnel at this point of time, which is highly sensitive, I hope you have the heart and the gumption to criticize your own.
Well, Raina has a cover because of his role which he plays in the Jammu Kashmir. So he has got that cover. But just come to the issue where my friend Onika Mehrotra ji was talking about the attacks.
Sir, I'll halt your timer and I'll give you enough time. We've just, what we have just found out, yes, he has a security cover, but those who were with him then were army personnel. Army doesn't guard Mr. Raina, sir. The army doesn't. Once again, your timing starts now, sir. Go ahead, make your point.
But coming to the issue, 4,466 attacks happened in 10 years of the UP regime, starting from Ajmer, Pune, Bangalore, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and many attacks in Delhi. I'm not talking about Jammu Kashmir, I'm talking about the rest of the country. Every week there used to be bomb blasts. We never heard about serious bomb blasts. I mean, that also happened, that in various cities put together. So, who's talking? And now things are much, much better. What was the state of Kashmir? When Kashmir, every day there used to be a charter of these terrorists that this day the Kashmir will close, this day the market will close. It's not happening. the stone pelting has gone. So the things are much better. And also, remember Fali Major Saab, Fali Homi Major Saab, the air chief during 26/11, he requested and pleaded the Prime Minister that let's allow us to attack Pakistan. No, don't do that. Rather, PM Saab went to Sharm el Sheikh and said, oh, poor Pakistan. They also suffer from terrorism. Oh, they are like us. So let's not blame Pakistan. And same language, even their leaders are speaking now. They are still their leaders. The Sofadin Sos or the Channis or the Siddhar Ramayyas, they still speak the same language. Actual problem with them is that they are not seeing with the right number of glasses, the glasses with the right number. I mean, they're not seeing how Pakistan is panicked today. How much money Pakistan has spent only on shifting their armed forces from one place to other. So they can't see and they won't see it. And the reason is very clear, they are being fed by Pakistan.
Okay, sir, your time is up. I want to bring in the Samajwadi Party spokesperson, Dr. Ashutosh Verma. You made that claim where you showed me that picture, and so did Ms. Onika Malhotra, of Ravinder Raina in the snow. He's also referred to that same tweet which was made on a Congress handle, which politically either of you are speaking of, where he says that this was a video which was shot all the way in January, has absolutely nothing to do in the current context, Dr. Ashutosh Verma.
Though it is a old video, but I just want to concur that the Bharatiya Janata Party has a great security lapse of the government, because at Pahalgam there was no soldiers, and a person in the Bharatiya Janata Party has 20 soldiers around. And this is the irony of the Indian Kashmiris and Indian society, that if the person is from the Bharatiya Janata Party, he gets just security. And 2,000 tourists are there in the valley. We have quite intel, but there was no soldiers. The question has to be raised. But Preeti, now this is a time when we have to test our leaders also. It is a time when we have to test our society also, what they are doing. Definitely, we don't do anything so that the enemy country got a chance to attack on us. But there has something which has to be think by the Bharatiya Janata Party leader. The Ghibli image, Jati nahi dharm pooch ke pucha, they are not promoting the intention of ISI and Pakistan, which Pakistan are trying to increase the communal tension in between the Indians and Hindu and Muslims. I think Bharatiya Janata Party has done nothing to stop all these things. At least Prime Minister Modi has said 2 words to their leaders: don't dilute the, don't promote the communal tension among the Indians. But he has no time. He has a time to reach the Bihar to attend the rally. He has a time to go to different states, to Andhra Pradesh to inaugurate, but he has no time to talk with the Indians. And this is the problem of Bharatiya Janata Party. They don't think about. He can come at 8 November 2017 to do a notebandi, but he has not a single time to discuss what they have, what we are feeling about our country, what the 26 families are feeling about. And this is the problem of Bharatiya Janata Party. They are only discussing about the politics. They are discussing, in the mid of all these things, they are discussing about the caste census. Now, this is the irony. We support caste census, but at this high peak time, the government of India and the Union...
Sir, your time is up. That video that both of them, the Samajwadi Party and the Congress were speaking of, is on our television screen, viewers. Congress tweeted it out, suggesting misplaced priorities, where you have Ravinder Raina from the Bharatiya Janata Party practically frolicking in the snow. Mr. Raina has refuted, quoting the same tweet and saying this is from January 2025 and nothing to do with the current context. Just want to put context there. I want to bring in Krishna Hegde. Krishna Hegde, the question today is very clear, Krishna Hegde. While you accuse the Congress of playing into the Pakistan propaganda in Pakistan, you also have a problem where your own allies, some from your party, some from the BJP, are playing into the Pakistan propaganda, into this side of the divide, which is India, by fostering an environment of communal hatred, by tweets or by certain amount of messaging or commentary, doing exactly what Pakistan would want in India. So why is it so difficult for the Shiv Sena to call that out, even if it concerns your ally? Why is suddenly, allies have become so scared of each other?
Preeti, I think all the 40 allies of the NDA are firmly with the Prime Minister, and there is no ambiguity about that. Let me tell you that, I am very shocked what the Samajwadi spokesperson just said, that the Prime Minister should leave all his work, all the governance, and sit at home just because the Samajwadi spokesperson wants him to do that. The country has to run whether we are at war or no. And therefore, the Prime Minister is doing his routine work on a day-to-day basis. And hats off to the Prime Minister for doing that. Secondly, let me tell you, the Congress tweet on the Honorable Prime Minister was so derogatory, and they have not even apologized for that. Is Congress trying to echo the voice of